DragooX is back and welcome to another video here on my channel, guys. And today I am finally here with the new Templar build. And guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we take directly a look onto the stats. Here you guys can see now the completely unbuffed stats of this build, and now I'm gonna show you a picture of the fully buffed stats. And the spell damage is crazy. We hit around 9k spell damage in Syro. This is mad. The spell critical and weapon critical is decent. The pen is also high, and the resistance in this build are really good. We are very tanky. I'm a dark elf here, so I also get the extra fire resistance on top. This is helpful against DKs and other classes as well. A lot of people are using the new mage guild skill with fire damage, and it definitely helps. And the max stats are also fine, they are good. I play a bit more maximum magicka here in this build, not all into health. We have a health based heal, the restoring focus, but it's only a heal over time. We don't have a max health based burst heal or shield or something, so we don't need like 40k plus health here. In my opinion, it's better to have some more maximum magicka, and also stem is not bad to have for the sustain. I'm not using wedged here, so we don't have the endless recovery. I mean, the recovery is okay, but it's not like 2k plus or 2.5k recovery where you can trust on your recovery completely. We have to do some heavy attacks sometimes, and there it's nice to have some bigger maximum stat pools that we don't drain our resources so fast. You guys can see I'm going here with 23 points into magicka and 41 into health. I'm a dark elf, so I get maximum magicka and stamina. You can play this build with any other race as well. Khajiit is not bad. We have a decent critical chance, and crit damage is also okay. So you can play Khajiit. You can go high elf for the extra 5% damage reduction while you are jabbing or beaming. Or also the 0.4 seconds in the Dawnbreaker. You have 5% extra damage reduction, and you get some resources back. It's also not bad. You can go Orc. Also gives weapon and spell damage, gives you extra speed, also decent. For kiting, for example, Orc is not bad. You can go Breton for sustain, maybe for a beginner. Breton is not bad. You get also magicka resistance. It's not bad, yeah. So you can play any race here in this build and it will work. Maybe the Red Guard, yeah, for sure. Red Guard is simply too weak. This is the only race where I would say don't go for it. They nerfed it to the ground back in days. But all the other races are decent and you can play them. I'm going here with the Ortzuger Gold Food. You can also use the purple one if it's too expensive for you. And I'm going here with the Lava Mundo Stone. The critical damage is 14% unbuffed here, and when I use the Psychic for the minor force, it's 24. So that's why I say when you go Khajiit, you have another 12% and you're on 36% critical damage. That's not so bad. And the crit chance is, when we buff it up here, we have 28%. It's okay. We don't have a mad critical chance, but it's okay. With the jabs and everything, you still have some crits, or you have often crits. Okay. Now we take a look onto the sets, and here we start on the front bar. I'm going with 2 maces of the Black Rose set, the Black Rose dual wield here, 1 Nirnhound, 1 Sharpened. And I'm going here with this poisons, with the immobilize, and yeah, you immobilize the target and you get by yourself the unstoppable buff. So you get immune to control effects. You can't get stunned, you can't get immobilized, all that things. And yeah, this is very helpful. Yeah, when you go offensive and it procs, it helps you simply to don't get stunned while you do your combo. It helps you defense-wise. When you have to kite, you get the unstoppable effect, they can't stun you. It's simply also good for the sustain when you save a break free, so you don't need to waste your stem for the break free. This is why I'm using here this poisons. And in a 1v1 situation, they are also super cancer, yeah, because you immobilize your enemy so often, and then they have to dodge roll. And there's this small trick that you can do on the Templar. When you hit the enemy a bit low already and you see they get immobilized, first thing that the most people do is a dodge roll. And when they dodge roll, they are easy target for your jabs for sure, because they can't dodge it, but also for your beams. So when they are low and they get immobilized, they dodge roll sometimes and you can simply beam them. So this is also a bit, a small trick that you can do when you use this poisons here. Black Rose dual wield, the perfected version, gives us some extra stamina recovery. And for sure, when we are using Blade Cloak and we hit the target, we get the 6% damage reduction and we increase our damage by 6%. I'm using the Blade Cloak now on this build. I'm not a Vamp anymore, yeah, I forgot to say that. I don't play Vamp anymore. So Blade Cloak with the 6% damage reduction here is not bad, and for sure the Blade Cloak with the major evasion that we get here, 20% AoE damage reduction, is so good. And now without Vamp, all percentage buffs are more helpful, because, explain it easy now, the more percentage resistance or defense you stack, the less effective they are. So when we remove the Vamp, all the percentage buffs or other percentage buffs are more helpful now, or better now, simply. Yeah? Just for the people that don't know this, because it's a bit hard to explain simply, except the more percentage buffs you stack, the less effective they are. So without the Vamp, we are losing this one, and so it's nice to have here the 6% and the 20% evasion. Okay, on the back bar, I'm going with the Raid Perfected Ice Stuff. Yeah, it gives us some pen, not so important. You can also go with the non-perfected one. And for sure, the dot that ticks over time every second and gets stronger every time for every person it hits, up to 20%. Simply some extra pressure, and we have to use something on our back bar. We can't use another 5-piece set here in this build, so this is perfect for the back bar. And the dot is also super helpful on the Templar. The procs simply help. The class by itself is not the strongest class, but with the procs it's good, yeah. And with the extra dot here, we have some pressure with the jabs, with this dot. And when you beam them and you have the raid stuff on them as well, they're ticking down on the dots and you beam them. This is a lot of pressure, and the most people can't heal against this for a long time. The Templar is not the best burst class, it's okay, but with pressure, the Templar is definitely not bad. With yeah, damage over time and that things. So I'm going here with the raid stuff on the back bar. Monster set Barlock for the pen, yeah, so we get some extra pen here and weapon and spell damage for sure. When we cast our ultimate, we need it for the burst. Yeah, this is our main burst, the Dawnbreaker. So it's nice to have the Barlock set here, and when you finish them after your Dawnbreaker, the beam is hitting so hard with Barlock active. And for sure, the new set that I'm using here, the Etheric Lancer set, gives us 2x weapon and spell damage, some critical chance, and the mad proc. Yeah, when I go on front bar now, unbuffed it's already 9k, and only buffed with major and minor sorcery we are already on 11k. Then I'm using the class script on that skill on the back bar, so we get another spell damage buff here. We are close to 12k, and I would say this is not bad. On top of this, we have Barlock, we have all that other buffs, the 6% from the Blade Cloak. So we hit at the end like 13, 14, 15k, around that. Depends what buffs you have active. When you're fully buffed, then it's definitely a lot. Yeah, you come 100% over 15k then, with 500 Barlock and everything active. But normally you can say it's around 13k with the Blade Cloak active. And this is a hard proc. You can basically proc it every 6 seconds. To proc it, you need to get 2 burning light stacks. This is the reason why I double bar this set, because you can also stack them up on your back bar. With the Blade Cloak, for example, deals damage your light attacks for sure. And I'm using here the new Mage Kit skill with the dot as well. So we have these 2 skills on our back bar ticking as well. That stacks up our burning light. And then when we see the proc, we can proc it and shoot it on the enemy. We can go on our front bar and then we can burst. This is the reason why I double bar this set. In my opinion, this is much better. I don't really like it to one bar it. If you want to one bar it and only play it on front bar, you can use you can play Rallying Cry back bar, for example, for the crit resistance and spell damage. But in my opinion, I like it more with a build like this, with Raid Staff and Black Rose. And then we are using this set here for the burst. So we have some dots and burst. This is a good combo for the Templar. And like I said, it's a lot pressure. And then when we hit them low already with our pressure damage, then the set procs then we Dawnbreaker, the set shoots with the jabs, and then we beam, and then it's game over for them. Yeah, this is the best thing you can do. And yeah, this set is, for me, definitely the best Templar set, and I hope they don't nerf it. I saw a video, I think it's also good in PvE, so I'm a bit scared that they will nerf it. Please don't nerf it. That's something good for the Templar. Okay, yeah, these are the sets that we are using. The Mythic is the Death Dealer here, the ring, for more max stats. Okay, and now I'll show you quick the traits of everything. I'm going here with 3 pieces heavy. Yeah, the head, shoulder and chest. Then I have 2 light, the hands and the waist, and 2 medium. These 4 pieces here are impen, and the 3 heavy pieces are reinforced. All pieces are with a tri-stat enchantment. Jewelry, all infused with weapon and spell damage, and magic Karakari. These are the sets that I'm using here in this build, and now we take a look onto the skills. On the front bar, I'm going with the Living Dark, the Bubble, the new Mage Get skill, and here I put the following scripts on. I put flame damage on it. It's helpful against vampires. Yeah, there's still some vampires in Syro, so it helps against them, extra damage. Otherwise, you can also play with frost or magic damage if you want. In the signature script, I'm going with the dot here. For, like I said already, they buffed it as well. It's stronger now with this patch. And it's good to get the burning light stacks. Yeah, if I used Warrior's Opportunity before, but in my opinion the dot is better now. Yeah, in this build the dot is better. And in the ethics script I'm going here with the crit chance. 12 seconds is decent. 12 seconds because it's the Mage Guild skill. From the passives you get another 2 seconds. Normally it would be only 10 seconds. Okay, then I'm using the Radiant Glory Beam. The Deadly Cloak. You can also use the other cloak. It's weaker. Gives you also a speed buff, but we have it already with Raised Against Time. But it's 30 seconds active. So easier to sustain is the other Blade Cloak. But this one here deals a bit more damage. That's why I'm using this one. And last skill here are the Biting Jabs for sure. And the ultimate I'm playing the Dawnbreaker. This is also our main stun. We mainly stun with the Dawnbreaker. We want to, like I said already, we pressure them down. And then when we see they are like 70-60% health, Dawnbreaker, beam, it's over. Or Dawnbreaker, jab, if the set procs with your Dawnbreaker for example, then do another jab after the Dawnbreaker and then beam. Backbar, Temporary Guard, you can also play whatever you want. You can also slot the barrier if you want some extra magic Karakari or something like that. Temporary Guard gives you minor protection on the backbar the full time. We get it already on the jabs from the passive. Yeah, we get already here 6 seconds the minor protection. But when you stay for a while on your backbar, you lose it, yeah, because it's only 6 seconds, so it's helpful. But like I said, you can also slot here the barrier for Magic Karakari, or we are no Vamp. You can also go Werewolf and slot the Werewolf ultimate just for the 10% Stamina Karakari. That also works. Yeah, you can choose whatever you like here. You can also slot the Templar healing ultimate when you play group PvP. This is also helpful because you can heal a lot of people with it. Yeah, choose what you like here. Okay, the next skill, the Restoring Focus here, our resistance buff, and we get some stamina and health. Raise Against Time, Restoring Rigor, the Elemental skill, and the new Healing Soul skill. This is the Weird Soul skill with, for sure, healing on it. Then I also know that a lot of people say that the class mastery on the Templar is not good, but in my opinion on the heal here, since they nerfed this one here, it's also good. 600 is still okay, but in my opinion I like the class mastery more here because it gives us armor and weapon and spell damage, and if we have the Sacred Crown buff active that we normally have the full time from our circle, these stats are increased by 50%. So let's say I buff up. My resistance are normally on my backbar 31 and 30. Yeah, and I buff up. And when I use now the Healing Soul, 33 and nearly 32k resistance. Like 2k armor that you get here. This is, when you think about it, this is like Markeen. Basically this buff is like Markeen. We also get weapon and spell damage, is also increased by 50%. So let's say we buff up with the major and minor sorcery. Normally we have 6.2k spell damage here. And when we buff up with the weird soul, we have 6.4. Yeah, it's only 5 seconds, so offensive wise we're not using it so often, but it's another 200. And on our back bar it increases our healing. Yeah, we get more spell damage, so our healing is stronger, and more armor, so we get less damage. Yeah, this is the reason why I go here with the class mastery script in the healing soul. And the ethics script for sure is the vitality one for more, 12% more healing. Okay, now we take a look on the champion points. In the blue ones I'm going with Master at Arms, 6% more direct damage. This is the only offensive CP I'm using here. You guys saw we only play one 5-piece set. We are using full damage, Barlock, Black Rose, weight stuff. So I want some defense on the Templar, and we have to do sometimes heavy attacks, so it's nice when you can body block a bit, or body tank, not block, body tank a bit. So I'm using here Ironclad, Resilience for the crit resistance, and the Duelist rebuff. Get some tankiness into this build. If you want more damage, on the Khajiit for example, you can slot the Fighting Finesse, then you hit over 40% critical damage on the Khajiit. Or you go with Biting Orb, but it's not increasing all damage. That's why I also was not such a big fan of it, because we have single target attacks and AoE attacks. That's why I say at the end, fuck it, I go with 3 defense CPs here. Play safe, play a bit tankier, so I can body tank a bit and yeah, survive. Red CPs, Celerity for the speed for sure, Pain's Refuge for the damage reduction, Sustained by Suffering, and Fortified. Okay guys, this is the build. This is my new Templar build and I really enjoy it. It makes a lot of fun to play as well. Yeah, this is something that I also like, to not play only the meta classes. Templar is for sure not the strongest class right now. The other build that I used before in the last patch was with Shattered Fate and Rallying Cry. This build also works, yeah, the sets here. The skills I would use the same now, like here with the Blade Cloak, not the camouflaged anymore. We have now the crit chance on the Mage Guild skill. But this also works, yeah, but I like simply the new set with the Black Rose, raid stuff and everything more. Yeah, in my opinion this is better, all around. Okay, yeah, just for the people that want to know, the other build that I used in the last gameplay video, it's nearly the same. It's a bit different with the sets for sure, but the skills are nearly the same. This is maybe an option if you don't have the weight stuff or the Black Rose dual wield or something like that. Then you also can use the Shattered Fate set and play Rallying Cry backbar. Okay guys, if you still have questions to this build, feel free to ask me in the comments below. We see us in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and bye bye.